Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today, guys, we're going to be jumping down into the world of Hedera hash graph, taking a look at the most recent price action and what I think is likely to happen next. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out. Link is down in the description below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out? Let's jump right down into today's video, kicking things off with the 1 hour time frame. So here we have HBAR paired up with USDT. We're using the 1 hour chart and Binance as our data source. As you can kind of see, we've seen some interesting volatility here on Hedera hash graph. Most recently, we have seen the change of characterization from a bullish state of play into a bearish state of play. We also had a break of structure just over here. This was on the 4th of October. And basically, this is confirming that we are bearish on Hedera hash graph, okay? And that's from a smart money concepts point of view. We can also see, get rid of that. We can also see here that we are below the 50 and 50 EMA, 50 SMA, and 200 EMA. So again, all moving averages on the traditional kind of way of looking at the stock market. You would have a look here and say that you're also bearish. You can also see that the candlesticks are indicating very low volumes going through. If we take a look at the volume side of things, down here, you can see just volume is just non-existent, right? There's not a lot of demand in here for Hedera hash graph, and therefore very little volatility. And you can kind of see that from the candles here. Okay, and you can also note that we are looking for a move to the downside on our hourly chart if that volume were to increase at all. Okay, looking at this, it's very much a bearish play. Not much else going on the 1 hour time frame. Let's take this out into the daily, right? So we did see some interesting volatility when it came to Hedera hash graph. We saw this fantastic break to the upside. However, since then, we have actually changed ourselves over from our bullish structure into a bearish structure, according to smart money concepts. Now, obviously, there is the idea that we have to have this move upwards. And we'd have to see an increase in volume to do so. Okay, so our target range really is 8.6 cent to 10 cent up in this higher range here for us to kind of complete out our structure. At the moment, it doesn't look overly strong, and actually we may fail to do this. Okay, so basically we can find ourselves with the swing low at 3.9 cent. If we do come down lower than 3.9 cent, then obviously we break down from this structure and we are not going to be moving up. If we can keep this area and try to rally where possible, we have got the momentum to support this on the daily time frame, then of course, we need to get past that 200 EMA, which is currently sat at 5.5 cent. So it's not an easy task to move up here into this 8.6 to 10 cent range. As you can see, it also is a part of a bigger play as well that sits up here at 11 cent, and that kind of expectation if we were to try to rally on up any further on a 1-to-1 on a C wave pattern. Okay, so there's a few things to kind of keep an eye on overall, but for now, looking at this, we do have the ability to move up. At least momentum is supporting the idea that we have this move upwards. However, we have to consider the fact that the volumes are incredibly low. If we take those volumes into consideration here, you can acknowledge that volumes are just pretty much non-existent, and it takes a pretty significant amount of volume to push us up higher. So at the moment, we are not really looking overly too great on the daily or hourly charts from the kind of volume point of view. The momentum is definitely there. It can support a move to the upside, and this B wave structure can just continue to coil up a little bit more before we do get the demand in to push the price higher. Okay, but obviously all eyes are making sure that we keep above 3.9 cent in order to have those bullish rallies. Now, as we kind of take a look at the weekly chart here, unfortunately, as you can see, things are still not looking overly strong for Hedera hash graph. Now, in here, we can acknowledge that there's a kind of diagonal pattern right in here. I'm going to go show you what that looks like. I'm going to throw this in right down here, and of course over to here. Okay, this type of contraction is what we would call a contracting diagonal. We'd have a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Okay, now for this, there are a few rules that we have to obviously apply. Okay, and I'm going to try to see if whether they fit the idea of a contraction or not. And no, it does not. So wave 1 has to be the longest wave. And so it's not a diagonal in the sense of a Elliott wave theory trend, okay, but we do have this W, X, Y, X, Z in here. So W, X, Y, X, and Z right there. Then we pushed up and then we fell down. Now this next move to the downside looks actually very impulsive in the way that it went. And then we bounced up and then we moved back down. So it's a bit of a strange one because there's maybe I'm missing something else, because it does look like we have kind of come down quite aggressively here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 like this, right? And it does look like we have this kind of move from this higher range. It doesn't fit, so we can't obviously say that it is that, but there's this impulsion in the way this moves down. It's probably more along the lines of double and triple zigzag patterns to kind of get us down into this low point down here. So I think for now what we'll end up doing is, for the fact that we know that we haven't got a good starting position on this, that we're going to go with a W, X, Y, X, and Z in this particular move to the downside. Now the swing low on Hedera hash graphs comes in at 3.56, and I'm not confident in thinking that that's likely to hold. As you can kind of see, we're still below the 50 SMA, the 50 EMA, and the 200 EMA there. So we're very bearish here on the weekly time frame for Hedera hash graph. It's not looking too good. But if we have bottomed, then we can of course start to think about the progression that Hedera hash graph could have to the upside in that next bullish market. Okay, and we could be looking at around the 6,000% move to the upside, where we could see a pretty interesting move if we have bottomed out here, and some interesting price predictions of around the $2 level. Okay, now that's obviously quite optimistic. Our peak was up here at 57 cents in the previous bullish market, but under a 3-wave pattern, we would be able to kind of look at this as, say, a W, X, Y, taking us up towards that $2 level if that market does want to kind of increase the volume and so forth. Now, there's a lot of publicity when it comes to Hedera hash graph. Lots of influencers across various different social media platforms do talk about Hedera hash graph a lot more this time around than they did back in 2021. So I would imagine that may have a bit of an impact on the price going forward. But for now, I'm not overly confident in thinking that we've got massive rallies in the next bullish market for Hedera hash graph. And ultimately, yeah, I would say that we still potentially do run the risk of coming down a little bit deeper into a new bear market low point. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, and I'm going to wrap this video up right there. If you found it useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe, and if you haven't joined us in Discord, check it out. Link is in the description below. Until the next one though, guys, have a fantastic day.